And we are live. What's up, beasties? It's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to another episode of Beast Friends Forever. I am excited to be back. As you know, I was gone for a while in Cancun, Mexico on a lovely vacation with my wife. And then I got back and I got the flu really bad. And I haven't made any contact or done any interviews or lives for like almost 2 weeks. So I'm excited to get back to it and to hang out with you guys again. Thank you to people that are in the live chat. I'll shout you out in a moment. And then thank you, of course, to everyone that is watching this on replay. I appreciate that. So we have a special guest today that I'm very excited to talk to. They are coming live with us from across the pond. They are a fabulous author of this really cool book right here behind me. And when they come on, you may be confused and think, oh, that looks like a Calvin Klein model or something because they look so fancy and cool. But no, it is an awesome author. And it is my friend, Sam Middleton. How's it going, Sam?
That was a brilliant introduction. Thank you very much. I've never been called a Calvin Klein model before. So
well, you got that sweet hair going on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even look how you're sitting right now. You even got like the cool like lean to the side, just hanging out.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh man. Well, thanks for being here, dude. I'm excited.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course, no problem. So we got a few people in the chat, but I do want to shout out Rowdy Player One. Rowdy, how's it going, man? Thanks for being here. Another awesome booktuber who, yes, his name is actually Rowdy, which is pretty cool. And thank you for saying that, Rowdy. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. Another awesome author and booktuber, Abel Montero. Hello, my friend. Thank you for being here. All right, so we'll let people keep trickling in. We'll shout them out as they come in, and if they have some good questions, we'll ask you those. But I usually like to start out by just letting you. I already introduced you, but I'll let you introduce yourself and just tell us in your own words what your book Eluthienn is all about, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so I'm Sam, as you know, author of Eluthienn. And the book, okay, so the book at its core is about a disgraced knight who is forced to escort a foreign prince on a mission to kill a monster. And during that mission, he's not sure whether he should trust the foreign prince or the church who has forced him on this mission. That's probably a simple way of describing it. There's a lot more going on in the novel. That is the core. That's the core of what's going on.
That is very good. That was a good blurb. Well done. You didn't even have to like think hard. And I hear the blurbs are like author's like worst nightmare to write. So that was pretty good.
It was my worst nightmare to write. There was so much more I wanted to put in, but yeah, you can't, can you?
Right. You can't just write the whole book on the back, right? Even though that would be nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So I just want to say thank you. We've been chatting off and on for a long time, ever since you first shared your book with me. When I said that I wanted to read it. This is a beautiful cover, by the way. And
it's amazing.
It is. It's awesome. We're going to talk all about that in a minute. And if anyone doesn't have this copy, you should get it because I don't know about everyone else, but it has the nice buttery, soft texture on the cover. I just love that. It feels so good.
You can thank Amazon for that. That's not got anything to do with me.
That wasn't you. You didn't say like I need the buttery soft material.
There's two options, like that texture and then a gloss texture.
Oh yeah, the gloss. I mean, the gloss is all right, but I prefer the buttery soft matte myself.
Yeah.
It's much nicer on these too, because if I have a gloss one, sometimes you try to show it off and it's like, oh, hold on, and it's like there's so much reflection you can't even show it off on the screen.
My other one is a gloss one, actually.
Yeah, is it? What's your other one?
So I originally I first published a collection of short stories.
What? I did not know this.
Yeah, 2023.
Okay.
Um, and if you're interested, actually, one of the
Yeah.
short stories is of Torken Veranquist. So you know Brazier's brother.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So
Okay. Yes.
you.
Is it?
Yeah,
This is on Amazon.
it's on Amazon. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to be getting that. And I'll link it in the description down below. Right now, if you're in the chat and you look, Eluthienn's in there, but I will also link the short story collection. I'm glad that we brought that up because I didn't know that. I'm definitely interested. I will check that out ASAP.
Yeah. So that's what I wrote before. I wrote it before Eluthienn, and
Okay.
that is where I experimented with the whole
Oh
underground
yeah. Okay.
and stuff
So,
through
so did you?
through guys.
Okay. So did you get like a proof of both to see what they were like then, or did you just because you did glossy, you did matte with Eluthienn?
No, I didn't get a proof. I just went for it. Just yeah, click gloss and just did it.
Nice.
I tell
Just
you what, I
roll.
think
Well, I feel like it ebbs and flows with popularity too. Sometimes gloss is what's hot, and then oh yeah, that looks sweet.
yeah, it's very
That's an
shiny.
awesome cover too, man.
Yeah,
That's like a DeLorean. What's going on there?
yeah, that's one of the short story. It is a DeLorean. Yeah,
Sweet. Okay. Oh, that's cool, man. How many stories are in there?
there's 5 in
Okay.
total. But Torken is almost a novelette. It's
Okay. Oh.
that sort of
Oh,
landscape.
that's cool. So it's a nice long one then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
very cool. Well, I'm excited because we'll talk about it in a minute, but that was one of the coolest things about that book is um I mean you had so many cool um very inventive and different ideas that you don't see in fantasy, and somehow you put them all into one book and made it work so well. And I just thought that was awesome. Like the whole underground in the caves, but they're still in like ships, like it's like Star Wars or something. Like awesome stuff, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, when I set out to write it, I had the story of the foreign prince
Hmm.
and the knight. So that's where I started with it, and then I thought, how do I make this different to every other fantasy that's out there?
Hmm.
And the science fantasy just sort of happened. Um, I don't know. I just needed to make it different
Yeah.
to the generic fantasy that's out there, and then it became really different. Like
Yeah.
really, really different. Yeah.
It did, man. But it works. It's so good. It does. It really does have so much of it that has like a epic fantasy feel to it. But then it also sometimes feels like science fiction. But then it's got the weird too, which I love, and kind of the cosmic horror stuff. Like it's a well done mix, man. It was mashed
It's
up
all
very
in,
well.
it's all in there.
Yep, yep, it's all in there. I love it. Let me shout out a few more people that have popped in before we go on to my next question. Mark from Avid Book Junkies here. What's up, man? Thanks for the well wishes. I appreciate that. Glad you're here. Another awesome author, Jason Stigliano. What's up? Thanks for being here. And a lot of people agree that the cover looks good. Jason does. And Andrew Bird, thanks for being here. He also says the cover is awesome. And then Logan from Novel Insights. What's up, man? Thanks for saying hello.
Oh,
We
hello.
appreciate it. Go do some teaching, man. We appreciate you stopping by. All right. So let's talk first. All right, let's talk a little bit about your journey to writing. So tell me a little bit about when you were young, from the time you were younger, were you really into reading and books? Did you always like to write? Did that come along later? When did you, and kind of talk about when you finally thought like, I'm actually going to try to write something and publish it for real, not just for fun. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
Okay. So yeah, I wanted to be a writer when I was younger, as most authors do, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
I didn't start writing properly until after uni. So I went to university, did English literature, and then graduated and tried to write a book in the summer after I graduated. It took me maybe 5 months to write
Okay.
something like 40,000 words, which is really, really slow. Um, and at this time, I was living with my parents, didn't have a job,
Hmm.
and after I'd written the 40,000 words, I was just about good enough at that time to know that I wasn't very good. Um, so I decided to get a job in writing. So
Hmm.
I decided, right, the only way I'm going to be able to practice this and not live in my parents' house forever is if I get a job that pays me to write. And so I
Right.
got into content writing, PR, marketing, any sort of job that would let me write.
Okay.
And that's what I've been doing for
Wow.
8 years now. Um,
Oh, that's cool.
and then about 4 years ago is when I came back to writing fantasy properly.
Okay. Very nice. So that first thing you wrote, was that Eluthienn or was that something totally different?
It was in the world of Eluthienn, yeah,
Okay.
but
Is that
it was a typical, farm boy
okay?
um, finds out he has magical powers, and even when I was writing it, I was just like, this is just like everything else. It's not that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
I put it aside, and
yeah.
it's never seen the light of day again.
Well, see, now you got to go back and look at it and try to flip it on its head like you did with everything else, and see what you can
I
do with it.
There's no point. It's so bad. There's
Oh
no
man,
point.
or you could do like a did you watch the Marvel movies or Deadpool or anything like that?
I've seen Deadpool. I've seen a
Okay.
couple of these.
Did you see the part in Deadpool where where he goes back in time and he's doing all these things and he goes back and shoots him before he does Green Lantern?
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
You could do a thing like that, and you could just use the characters in that and just have them get killed off by the monsters in your Luthien book. Just
Yeah, I
put them
could
down.
actually. Good idea.
Oh man! Oh, we got to shout out Chance, who is a part of the Red
Oh,
Company, who read
excellent.
the book with me. So he's here. Thanks for
Yeah, I've
being
been
here,
talking
Chance.
to Chance
Appreciate it.
actually.
What's that?
Yeah, I've been talking to Chance.
Yeah, Chance is awesome. He was impressed too, so he definitely wanted to pop in here and get to hear me chat with you and ask some questions himself too. But I know we're not going to get those spoiler answers we want. We got to wait for book 2 to come out.
You might have to wait even longer, actually.
Oh
Um,
no! Oh no! All right. Well, now I can't wait. Now I need to know what you mean by this.
so the questions that you were asking in the other live stream
Uh-huh.
um,
Uh-huh.
about what happens at the end. I mean, I can't give too much away because
Oh yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Yep.
Um, yeah, the questions you were asking about what happens to certain characters at the
Hmm.
end,
Hmm.
those are the right sort of question. That's what I wanted the reader to be asking.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. We figured.
but you're not going to find that out in the next book.
Ah,
May-
not
I
at
don't
all.
know,
The next book.
yeah, the other things need to happen,
Okay.
but you will find the answers eventually.
Okay. Well, hey, that still excites me because you took us on a fun ride. So I'm excited to see you do that with different characters, and that's cool.
So I'm interested to know. You said Lander was he's definitely your favorite.
Yes, yes, he is. Yep.
Yeah.
Is there gonna be a
He's.
character to take his place for me in the second book?
I
Since
think
he's
there
not
might
in
be.
the it's gonna be
Yeah, I
different
think there
people.
might be. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a
Okay.
different character. So Brazier will be back. Um,
Okay. And I did like Brazier. I did like him. It's not like I hated him. He just wasn't
yeah,
I didn't like him as much.
everyone likes Brazier, but everyone likes Lander more.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He was just oh man, you just wrote him so well. He was just so fun. So cool. All right. Well, that's all right. I can wait. I can wait. I'm just more excited to have another book by you to read. That's why I'm pumped about your short story collection. I'm pumped.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's see. Oh, Abel's taking off, going to bed. That's right. You're in a different part of the country or of the world, not country. So thanks, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I know it's late for you. So have a good night, my friend. All right. So tell me a little bit about this awesome cover. Let me know how this came about. Did you have this exact scene in mind? Did you just kind of did the artist come up with it, or did you give them some ideas and they came up with it? Like, how did that all go for you?
Yeah, so Charles Booting, I think is how you say his name, over in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I went to him with a bunch of ideas, and there was a lot of back and forth. So that's how I wanted the cover to look,
Okay.
with the spaceship. Well, it's not a spaceship, is it? But with the gyre ship coming
I
out
know
of.
that's what I was calling you.
That's what I told him it was initially.
Yeah, yeah.
So he could
So it
get
would
his
look
head.
right.
Yeah. So with the gyre ship coming out of the far distance, and with a character below it. And so yeah, he did an amazing job. There was a lot of back and forth, but he was super patient, super talented, and yeah, he produced that brilliant cover.
Oh man. How did you I also have to say I do love like the font that you use too. Like I think
Yeah,
that
that's
looks so
it.
cool.
And the I think, 'cause I've got it here. There's actually like a schematic of the ship on the
Oh
back as well.
really?
That's yeah, yeah. Behind the writing in the background, that's his idea as well.
What? I
Yeah,
never noticed that till just now. That's so cool.
yeah. So if anyone is looking for a
I
cover
see it.
artist, yeah, I definitely recommend
Oh
him.
yeah. That's like all I see now. I have no idea how I didn't notice that before. That is cool, man. Yeah, that looks awesome. How did you find him?
I think Reedsy
Okay, Reedsy. Nice.
platforms. Yeah,
That's cool. Very
yeah,
nice. I hear a lot of people find their cover artists on there. I feel like that's a great spot to look.
yeah. I think it's on the more expensive side. They charge
Yeah,
quite
it is.
expensive.
That's true. Do you
Um,
think you'll stick with him for all the books in the
oh,
series?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he
Um,
did a great job.
yeah.
One of my favorite covers ever, man. It's awesome. Chance said that he loved one of his favorite parts was the technology, and I agree. It's pretty cool to find that kind of technology in, like I said, an epic fantasy type feel. Like it's a pretty cool mashup.
Yeah,
And
it
go
was
ahead.
it was a little it was a little difficult to make it, because I had to have a technology that would fit in a sort of medieval fantasy world, and
Mhm.
that was difficult. But yeah, I'm glad it worked out for the reader.
Oh yeah, it definitely worked out, man. Yeah, I'm sure it took a while to like get it just how you wanted it. Um, Speaking of that, how long did it take you to write Eluthienn?
So I started it. It took me about I did about three months of writing.
Okay.
Got about a third of the way through, then stopped, because I got really stuck on one part,
Okay.
and then I went away and I wrote that collection of short stories.
Oh, nice.
And
I wondered when you wrote that. Okay.
yeah, then I came back to Eluthienn, and I think I just got a bit more experience
Yeah.
of writing stories, and then just smashed that out. You know, so
Nice.
I'd say it took me 6 months
Okay.
actual writing, and then sort of three months preparation.
Wow.
Because
Very nice.
I outline story. So I don't know if you know much about outliners and
Oh yeah. Well,
outlining.
that was going to be one of my next questions was if you were a plotter or a pantser, and if you,
Yes,
if
yeah.
you were most.
So a bit like Brandon Sanderson. So I think he outlines, and then um his characters are he's a gardener for his characters. So that's what I do. I
Okay.
outline the whole novel, and then just
Mhm.
see how my characters react throughout it.
I feel like that's the perfect way to do it. Like you got to have that, you got to know where it's going, and you got to have a structure to let them play in, right? But then I feel like you have to have room for things to change. Like if you think,
Yes.
oh, this person has to do this and this and this, well, then once you write them, right, sometimes they change, or you think, they wouldn't make that choice. So I think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, it's probably the most common, I would have thought.
Yeah, that seems to be like when I first started doing this, I thought, everyone's probably leans more one way or the other, but I feel like a lot of people are in the middle. Maybe they cheat a little bit one way or the other, but that tends to be a popular answer. So I think that's a good way to do it. Chance has to take off, so thanks, Chance. I know you're going to catch the replay. Appreciate it. Um, and you did not miss it. I didn't ask Sam yet. I was gonna in just a minute. So when you watch the replay, you'll see. But I know we've talked a little bit, and you do plan on doing a series. So what's your, is it just for this story, or are you thinking of having this be the start and then expanding out in this world and having different stories in it? Or is it just this series and then it'll have a stop and then you're going to do something completely different?
I will probably just do this series,
Mm-hmm.
do something different, and then come back to
Oh,
this
okay.
world. I
Very
think,
cool.
yeah, what I've well, if I do say so myself, what I've created here is a lot of fun, and it's a lot
Yeah.
of fun being in this world actually.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
Um,
bet.
yeah, and there's a lot of places, I've created a whole map, whole underground worlds that
Oh,
where anything can happen. So
that's
yeah,
cool.
but for now it'll be this series, and then I'll move on to something completely different, and then come back to it.
Okay, very nice. And what are you thinking? Do you know, like a trilogy or more than 3 books for this first series?
I really don't know. I mean,
You're not sure how many stories it'll take to tell probably yet, or how many books,
yeah.
right?
So I mean, so in the book you've got the sort of villains who are the
Mhm.
the lords of the eternal hunt,
Yep.
and there are six of them, maybe six, and so
Okay.
maybe there'll be 6 books.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I like it. Very cool. Well, that's exciting. And you're working on book 2 now, right?
yeah. I'm almost done with that actually.
Nice. So that's
Yes,
exciting.
yeah. I think it'll be out. I want to say September.
Okay. Oh, in September. You're rocking then. That's
Yeah,
exciting.
before the end of the year for sure. Um,
Sweet. Well, that's good news. I like to hear that. We'll have to have you on again when it comes out so we can shout out about the sequel. That's
for
awesome,
sure.
man. Very cool. All right. Well, let me think. Is there anything else I want to ask you about the book before we switch gears? Oh, what were some big influences for you for this book? Because there's so many different genres that you mash up in this. So, like, what are some of the inspirations for each maybe thing? Like fantasy, what were some things that inspired you, or sci-fi, or kind of the weird cosmic horror stuff? What would you say are some of the big influences for you for all those?
Um, so I mean, I think Lord of the Rings is the
Hmm.
obvious. I mean,
Oh yeah, right.
like it influences most
Yeah.
fantasy writers.
Hmm.
But the stuff that happens above ground,
Hmm.
that is very much influenced by the Witcher games,
Nice.
which you can probably tell.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Um,
oh yeah. We actually thought that. We thought it reminded us a lot of Witcher in some parts, so which was pretty cool. I liked it.
um, and then the underground world is probably what I got from the Matrix.
Oh,
The
nice.
Matrix real world. Obviously, the ships are very different.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
world is very different. But I really like the idea of an underground. They're all flying around an underground sewage
yeah,
system or whatever it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
So that's where I got the underground.
Oh, that's
Uh,
cool. I didn't even think of that, but yeah, I could see that. Yeah, very
uh,
nice.
and then the cities themselves. Um, those are influenced by the Halo games. If you've
Oh, nice.
So that's
Yeah.
where in my mind's eye, that is what I picture the sort of I think it's Covenant infrastructure or the sort
Okay.
of
Yeah, yeah,
architecture
yeah.
they've
Yeah.
got. Yeah, on the
Oh,
Halo rings.
oh
Yeah.
man. Well, that's about the coolest list of influences I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, so I just brought them all together and just to see what happens.
Oh man. So clearly it sounds like you are a gamer at times.
So I was when I was younger. I just and I
It
to be
happens
honest,
to
I
us all.
wish I was now as well,
I
but
know.
I
Same.
don't. Yeah, I don't really have the time.
I know.
Unfortunately.
What was the last game you played?
I think it was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably like before the pandemic now. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
before COVID.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same. I think when like that game was big and like God of War, like that's when when I was still like playing games somewhat regularly, but not anymore.
Life takes over, doesn't it?
It does. It makes it too hard. Well, I was already slowing down because I had kids, but then my son got old enough to also like start playing games. So now he just plays games all the time and I don't get So
You
even if
know,
I had
you don't
time,
play with him.
what's that?
You don't
Oh,
play
I
with
do. I do. We play like I watched him play like single player games, but then we'll play sports games a lot together. But then I'm not very good at like the live service games, so I'll try to play Fortnite with him and I just get killed every time. I don't
Yeah.
get the whole like having to jump constantly and build boxes around yourself. I just get killed all the time.
Yeah,
But
that game does not make any sense to me.
I don't get it. Uh but yeah, so we play it a lot together. But like if he wants to play something like that, I mean, I guess we could take turns or something. I don't know, but yeah,
Halo split screen isn't a thing anymore, I take it.
I know. No, it's not. It's not really. That's true. You have to be on different consoles in the same house, and it's like, why would I buy another console just so we could play a two-player game together? That's dumb. I know it's wild that they don't do split screen on things like they used to. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you do though? Nothing.
Yeah.
Because we don't make the games, right? Oh man. So, what about reading? Do you read a lot, even though you
Yeah.
write so much? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no, I make time for that for
Okay.
sure. I mean, you know, that sort of hour at the end of the day, you know, I could be playing video games or or it could
I know.
be reading. I choose to read.
Yeah, me
Um,
too. Me too. I
yeah.
always think that. I think I really could play more games, but then I have to read less or do this less, and it's like there's only so much time in the day.
Do
It's
you
not.
have a full-time job as well? You know,
Yeah,
just
Yep. I'm a teacher.
of
I do well right now. I do high school resource. I don't know. Um, like I don't know if it would be called that across the pond, but so I work with students who have learning disabilities. Like if they
okay.
have like a reading or writing disability, some of them have emotional, so they might have anxiety or depression or ADHD or autism. So they're in regular classes, but then they come to me just to help them with organization, or I might reteach something because the way the teacher taught it in class, it doesn't really click. So then I got to help them understand it, or they have to do, their tests or homework a certain way with accommodations to make sure they can be successful, that kind of stuff. So that's what I do.
Do you ever talk to them about fantasy books? That's
Uh,
got to be
only
something.
surprisingly only actually one one student like loves to write and read fantasy books. So there is one kid out of like all the kids I've ever taught that I've been able to talk to it about, and that's it. Nobody
The
else.
rest,
They Kids don't like to read because they
yeah,
have
they're all
to read for
playing
school.
all the time.
I know. It's like reading can be cool, guys. I swear. All those video games you like, there's books that are just like those. It's not, books aren't all like the ones that you have to read for school. I promise. But hopefully they come back to it, because I feel like when even my kids at home, like when they were little, they all loved to read, but then they get to like late middle school into high school, and they just kind of get turned off from it. I don't know. So I hope it turns back around. But
I'm trying to think. What I definitely read less when
me
I
too.
was sort of getting into maybe 14, 15.
Yeah, yeah,
But then I got back into it pretty
yeah,
quickly.
yeah. Me too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if my kids do. But yeah, no, that doesn't. Like I actually nobody at school knows about this. A couple teachers do. I've told that I work with, but none of my students do because I feel like I would. I don't know, man. Nowadays with like social media and stuff, I would be like probably plastered all over every like student thing. Like they'd
Yeah.
make like memes of me or something. I don't know.
Well, you might not have a choice if you get really famous off
Oh
this.
yeah. I'm not worried about that happening. Well, after this, yes, now I am because you've been on. Now the people are gonna be like, hey, he had that Calvin Klein model on.
Yes.
Oh man. Oh, I just noticed that Alex, another member of Red Company's in here. He had agreed that we need split screen back.
Yeah,
Um,
we do. We
we
do.
do. And books, yeah, there are books that are way better than the games they play. I agree. And they probably will find it eventually. It's true. But well, we'll see. We'll see. Um, so let's see what. Oh yeah, so we were talking about reading. So what kind of do you like? Fantasy and sci-fi and like urban fantasy, horror? Do you like all those kinds of books, or what's your
Yeah,
favorite genre?
yeah, I read it all.
Yep,
Sci-fi, fantasy, horror. Um, yeah, and just regular fiction as
nice.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Good.
read it. I've just started getting into biographies as well. So I'm reading
Oh,
Churchill's
oh wow, yeah,
one of his
that's
biographies at
good.
the moment. Yeah,
Nice.
so other than romantasy, I'll pretty much read anything.
Hey, I just tried A Court of Thorn and Roses last month, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. I did it
Re-
just
So, so
for Valentine's for February. I did it with a group, and I was like, that's actually not that bad.
really,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think it gets a bad rap. It's not that bad. But I mean, I haven't read like one of the really super like spicy, like what was that one that got really big, like the Ice Planet Barbarians or whatever, or like there's some really weird ones. There's one that's like oh, I saw it the other day. It's like a romantasy, really spicy retelling of Shrek, and it's called like I can't remember what it's called. It's called something really, really clever, but I haven't read anything like that, so I don't know. I don't know about those things. But Court of Thorns and Roses wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. I mean, it's not as good as the other stuff, But so, what are some of your favorite series that you have read?
Sorry.
What are some of your favorite series you have read?
Um, I think the Expanse is probably my favorite. If
Ooh,
you've
that's one I gotta read. I have the first three, and I haven't read them yet. I want to, but I've heard it's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And actually, when I was getting back into writing,
Hmm.
um, I was trying to figure out my style, and after reading them, I then was like, this is a great style. I'm going to write like them. And when I first began writing, I started to emulate their
Oh,
style.
nice.
And I still do, or I still try to a certain extent. They're way
Okay.
better. So it's yeah, they really are. So it's S.A. Corey, who's I think
Yeah.
that's yeah. So it's just
Daniel Abraham and
yeah.
I always forget who's the other person. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, two people. Uh have you read all the books in that
I've read them
series?
all.
It's
Yes,
kind of a long
several
one,
times
right?
over, actually.
Yeah. Oh, more than once? So you're a rereader too then, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice. That's impressive. How many times have you read that series then?
I've read it all through once, but I think I've read the first couple books like three times.
Wow,
Three-
nice.
Yeah,
That's pretty impressive. How come
yeah.
just the first couple?
Um,
It's just
yeah,
interesting to me. I'm not a rereader because I always feel like, oh, I've got too many more things to read. So it's just interesting to me, like why the first two you reread the first two, and then you stopped, and then at some point you reread from the beginning again. Like, are those two just your favorite, or
no, because I think now if I reread, I'm just sort of picking them up casually,
yeah,
and so I no pressure to
right?
continue
It's
with the
not like
rest.
yeah, exactly. That's true.
So at some point, I might go and pick up book four again and
Yeah.
read it. Yeah, I don't need to. I'm actually reading their latest
Oh
novel.
yeah,
What's
the I
a
have that
mercy?
Mercy
A
of the
mercy?
Gods. Yeah,
Yeah, something
yeah.
like that. Yeah,
I have that
that's
one
very
too.
good.
I haven't read it.
I'd recommend it. Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, good. Okay, because I heard mixed things about that, but you liked it.
Yeah, I know why you would have heard mixed things.
So
The
you can see the reason why some people might not have liked it.
Yeah, the characters, um, while they're interesting, I don't think any of them really grip you in the same way that they do in The Expanse. I mean, the
Oh, okay.
characters really that series, but
Okay.
their writing style is just incredibly accessible. It
Okay.
really just draws you in, um, which is why I try to emulate it. And the way they've created an alien species is fantastic. It really feels like a really strange and inhuman species.
Oh
It's
man.
brilliant. Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited to check it out. That's good. That's good to know. Yeah, I wondered if like the people that were mostly mixed on it or down on it were just huge Expanse fans, and they were just like, it's not the same, and it just made them be negative about it.
I did feel that when I first
Did you?
started writing, when I first
Okay.
started reading.
Yeah.
But I got over it. I got over it.
That's good. That's good. Awesome. Uh Preacher Reads is in here. Thanks for being here, Preacher. Appreciate it. That was I almost tongue twisted myself saying appreciate it after Preacher. But he's another awesome booktuber. Talk about getting big. He's doing really well. he he's hasn't made too many videos, but they've all just done really well, and he's doing great. So if you guys have not checked out Preacher Reads, you should check it out. He's doing awesome. All right, so before I get into asking some questions where we kind of get to know Sam, the man, not just the author, I always like to do a little brain break, and I like to do this game. I have these cards. They're called 1 minute mysteries. So what it is it gives a scenario, something that happened, and then it's some kind of mystery. It gives you some clues, and then you have to try to solve it in 1 minute. No, not really. I'll give you more. I'll give you more than a minute, but that's the concept. You're supposed to be able to solve it in a minute. So I'm gonna hold up three, just the tops of them, so you can't see the cards. But anyway, I have three cards here. I don't know why I can't figure this out. There we go. So I want you to pick a number 1, 2, or 3.
Two.
2. Let's see. I one time I someone picked one and it was really lame, so I like to just look at it quick and make sure it's not. Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one. All right, so I'll read to you the case, and then I'll tell you it rephrases what the mystery is from the case, and then you can try to guess, or I can start giving you the clues, and the chat can type in some answers if they think they know what it is. All right, are you ready? All right, here we go. This is the case. All right, Ed Mach, that's the person, Ed Mach, closes his eyes and ingests a large amount of a potentially fatal substance. This substance can cause nausea, vomiting, restlessness, and seizures. Ed does not need a prescription from a doctor, and the substance is not marked as toxic. However, in large enough doses, it may result in death. Despite this, Ed ingests some of this substance every day at the same time. All right, so the mystery is, why doesn't the substance kill Ed, and when does he ingest it? All right. Do you want me to give you some clues? It's not a super easy one.
No, it doesn't sound easy at all.
All right, I'll
What?
start giving you some of the clues, because the clues usually don't really tell you what it is till the last couple. Then it's like, oh. So I'll give you the first couple because they're not super clear. All right. The first one says the substance has no medical benefits for Ed. And if Ed doesn't ingest the substance, he may get a headache.
And he ingests it
At
a
the
certain time of the day every day.
Yep, every day at the same time.
Why doesn't it kill him?
I mean, really, if you can just guess what it is.
Is it something like gas from like a stove or something? From making tea?
No. It's not that.
Yeah. Because I feel like if you ingested enough of that, it'd probably make you
That is
more
true.
just
It's
lightheaded.
something that he actually like puts into his mouth and swallows. So it's not like fumes or anything like that.
Right. Okay. I was gonna say air, but he's breathing
I
that
know.
water.
This one's kind of hard. All right, I'll give you another of the clues. This substance is popular in Italy, Austria, and the United States. Now, the last two clues will probably you'll start to be like, "Oh, I think I know what it is."
Is
So
it an aerosol? Is it
mm-mm.
is it hair?
It is something edible. Like
It's edible.
it is edible, yes. Well, I mean,
It doesn't sound edible.
I know. Well, all right. Let me read you the part from the case where it describes it again. So he closes his eyes and ingests a large amount of potentially fatal substance. It can cause nausea, vomiting, restlessness, and seizures. He doesn't need a prescription. It's not toxic, but in large doses, it could result in death. And he takes it, well, he ingests it at the same time every day. All right, I'm going to give you the next clue, and I think you'll start to think, maybe get it along the lines of what it could be. So the next one says, sometimes the substance is powdered, sometimes it's liquid. And this last one will probably really tell you what it is. Maybe. This one's kind of hard. I probably shouldn't have picked a different one.
Cocaine?
What's that?
Cocaine?
To some people.
I don't know if you can get that in liquid form.
I don't. That's true. I don't. That's probably good that we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have some good guesses in the chat here. Chance is back and said caffeine. Andrew Bird said morning coffee. Do you think either of those? Well, here I'll tell you the last clue. It says the substance is usually black or brown.
Sounds like it could be coffee.
It is actually coffee. Gosh, I can never put this in the right spot.
Can it kill you in large doses?
I guess. I think caffeine. I mean, we're talking about a really large dose of coffee to kill you. I don't even know if I think you'd probably die from your stomach bursting before the caffeine would kill you. You know what I mean? You'd have to drink a lot of coffee for the caffeine to like speed your heart up enough to kill you.
The death part of that threw me there.
Oh man. Oh, Chance, you say you've teetered close. Oh man.
Is Chance back now?
He is back. He I guess he got that shower done. And he had to hop back in here because we're so cool. He just couldn't resist. Oh man, well that was a hard one. You did well though. You really hung in there, and you kept asking questions, making guesses. I'm proud of you, man.
I
That was a
tried.
hard one. That was probably like the hardest one that, like, if you look at the back and think, oh, this is probably going to be easy if the answer is coffee, but that was actually a really hard one. Usually we get them pretty quick, but I think it took a while for everyone to get that one. That was hard. Oh, here we go. Preacher says, let's see, 1,000 milligrams of caffeine, 13 to 14 cups in a short amount of time. I wonder how short of amount of time though, because I feel like there are people that drink coffee all day long. So maybe if you drank that much in like 10 minutes or something, like I don't know. Who knows?
The
Because
way
I mean,
I don't know if maybe the way you described it, the card described it, I thought it was something that was being inhaled.
mhm. Yeah. Well, and usually that these cards they try to throw you off, but that one I feel like tried to throw you off a little too much by saying ingest. Like
Yeah,
ingest is just. But if they would have said drink, I don't know. Maybe they thought people would guess it too quick, but I
yeah.
don't know. They probably should have said drink because that still could have been a lot of different things. But anyway, well done. Well done. It was a good job. It was a team effort.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Preacher's got to take off. See you, man. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so now I've got some questions for you. Nothing too crazy. Very simple questions, really just for us to get to know you a little bit more. So the first one is very easy for most people. I don't know. This may be a hard one. I always think it's going to be easy, but what's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. All right. Well, there you go. I do like the blue in the Eluthienn cover, so I wondered.
Ironic blue.
Nice. All right, very good. What is your favorite food?
Steak and chips.
Oh, nice. That's a good answer. Nice. What kind of steak? Like what cut? Does it matter? Just any
No,
kind of steak.
as long as I'd usually rare,
Okay.
whatever it is.
Yes, me too. It's got to be. It's got to be
Maybe
rare.
T-bone
Oh,
probably
I was gonna
is.
say I love a good T-bone. Something about
T-bone
it.
or ribeye.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Now, do you prefer it like grilled at home or do you like it at a restaurant?
I do not mind. That's the thing about
Either way.
steak. You can kind of do it well on your own, really.
It's true, you can. Do
Yeah.
you get like a rub and like soak it and all that stuff before you grill it, or do you just throw it on the grill and season it right then and there?
No, I just throw it on. I just throw it straight on.
That's what I do too. I'm always like, man, I know I should like get a rub, get like a marinade, put it in the fridge overnight, but I don't. It's just too good. I grab it, buy it, take it home, and I put it on the grill.
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
Yep, and it's still really good. All right. What about steak sauce? Do you use steak sauce like A1 or just go all natural, just the steak?
Yeah, yeah, natural. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, me too. I feel like you don't really need it. I mean, I do like steak sauce, but I only use that if it's like not a very good steak.
Is there a place you usually go over in the US? Where in the US are you?
I'm in Michigan.
Okay, cool.
So like if
There's got to be a load of steak houses, right?
yeah, like
Michigan.
the one near me that I go that has really good steak, but it's really expensive is there's a place called Ruth Steak or Ruth. I always say it weird. Ruth Chris Steakhouse. Theirs is really good, but it's like really expensive. But like somewhere like there's chain restaurants called like Texas Roadhouse or what's the what Logan's Steakhouse is another good one, and there you get peanuts too. And I don't know why, but my wife always gets grossed out with me because I probably shouldn't admit things like this, but I'm about to lose some subscribers right now. But all right, at Logan's, most people have probably been to Logan's, but you get like a pail of peanuts on your, and they still have the shells on them. You're supposed to break the shells and eat the peanuts, and then you can throw the shells on the ground, and that's like part of the experience. But the shells are like coated in like salty goodness, so I actually put the whole peanut in my mouth, and then I chew it up and I eat the shell and the peanuts. And my wife has always hated it. I'm surprised she's still with me. I don't know.
You're just getting your money's worth.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I wouldn't eat the shell if it didn't have all the salt on it. And then it's like once I chew it up, I don't want to be gross and spit it into something, so I just swallow it. Probably gonna have some appendix problems, but
yeah, I was gonna say, can you actually eat? Well, clearly you can.
I guess I'm living proof that at least from Logan's, it's safe. Oh man, what about you over there?
What do we have over here? I think there's something called steak and lobster. I think is.
Oh, okay. Surf and turf is good.
Yeah, yeah. And I always go for the steak because I think you get more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Another awesome author, David Batterina's here. Yeah, it's fair, man. It's fair. But you can't quit me. Don't lie. There's somebody out there that's eating some peanut shells right now and going, yes, I'm not the only one. That's right. Just made somebody's day somewhere. I like steak and shrimp together. I guess I've never had steak and lobster. But
yeah.
So do they actually have lobster there? Or is that just like the name of the restaurant? Okay.
Yeah. So you can have. I haven't been in years, so I don't know if it's even still around. But you can have steak or lobster, and I think you can have steak and lobster. I might be talking complete rubbish. I can't remember. But
well, hey,
I'm pretty sure it's it.
It sounds legit to me. So they have a pretty good steak.
I don't know why you wouldn't always go for the steak because you don't get much.
Right.
In a lobster.
That's true. See, wherever I see where you can get both, it just costs more money. You get the same amount of steak, you just also get shrimp, and you have to pay $30 instead of whatever. I don't know. I don't even know how much it costs, but yeah, if you got both and you got smaller portions, no way. I'm not doing that. I'd rather have the bigger steak.
Yeah, every time.
I think the best steak I ever had, and I don't even know if it was the best. I think it was just the best because it was free in my mind. Was I went to an all-inclusive in Mexico for my honeymoon, and they had. Have you ever been to an all-inclusive, like a resort where you pay up front, and then everything while you're there is covered by your upfront fee? So the restaurants, you can eat all you want, you can get all the drinks you want because it's all covered by the fee that you paid at the beginning.
Yeah, I think I have once.
Okay.
Once. Yeah.
It's a good way to go. But I one of the restaurants at this place I stayed at was a steakhouse. So I go in there and everyone's ordering their food with the group that we were with, and they had a porterhouse, they had a T-bone, they had just every cut of steak, and I'm like, man, I can't decide between this huge porterhouse steak and this T-bone, and then I'm like, this is an all-inclusive. I don't have to decide. I'll have one of each. So I ate like so much steak, and it was so good.
So it was an all-inclusive steakhouse.
Yeah.
Surely that is just a way for a restaurant to lose a lot of money.
I know. Well, I mean, I'm sure. I don't know how that works. I don't know because I mean, it's not cheap to pay the fee to go there. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they just split that up. I don't know how that worked. I've never seen one since. It's usually like they'll have like a buffet style restaurant, or they'll have an Italian or what's it called? What's it called when I don't know if they have these over by you, but it's like Asian food or Chinese food, but they make it on like a big grill that you sit around. What is that? What is
Got
that?
like
I just went to one. Hibachi style. Have
okay,
you ever? No, you haven't gone somewhere like that. That's
no.
pretty cool because they make steak on there. But uh, but yeah, I haven't seen a steakhouse at one, so maybe they did lose out too much money because you think all that meat, and if they're not
Yeah,
making per cut, you know, if it's everyone's pretty much eating for free, kind of. I don't know. Maybe it was after I did it. They're like, oh my gosh, that guy just ate like 2 big steaks. We can't do this anymore.
yeah, you
What
made
if
a dent.
there's more like him out there? Oh man. All right. That was a lot of talking about just because I asked you your favorite food. All right,
Yeah.
let me go on. Let me keep going. All right. So what would you say is your favorite um video game of all time?
Oh,
Or at least a
which
couple if
I'd
you
say
can't pick one.
Witcher is up there, probably
Yeah,
Witcher
yeah,
3.
yeah.
Even though I didn't complete it,
I didn't
I
either,
just,
but it's still one of my favorites.
yeah, I just went around doing the side quests and just,
Yep.
yeah,
It's just a fun one to play. It's like, I don't know.
yeah.
That's a good
Uh,
one though.
and then before that, I'm probably Halo, I think.
Oh yeah. Did you play all
Uh,
the Halo games?
no, I think I got to 3
Okay.
or 4, maybe. I can't remember how many there are now.
Yeah, I know. I know for sure there's 5, right? I don't even know. Cuz I played the first couple cuz I always had like a my brother had an Xbox, I had a PlayStation, but then once we both moved out and stuff, I never played it anymore cuz it was only on Xbox. I I could probably play it now with the way that things are with streaming where you can just get Game Pass and play it on your phone or whatever, but yeah, it's kind of like books. Like there's just so many games. It's the newer games I want to play. It'd be hard to go back and play old games now. But then I
Uh,
still am like, I gotta read.
Halo would be worth it for the nostalgia, right?
It would. That was a fun game, especially playing with other people. That was just it was
Yeah,
crazy.
you could introduce your son to it, right?
That's true. He would like that. He is good at that those kinds of games. I wonder how I would be now. It's been a long time since I played. I don't even know if I've played like a shooter type game for a while either. I don't know. I probably wouldn't be as good as I used to be.
Yeah, you'd be figuring out how to walk and aim at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. Oh gosh, I did try to play. Did you ever play the Resident Evil games?
I think I did. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love those back in the day, and I tried to play it the other day just for fun on and those tank controls. I could not figure out how to do anything. I could not figure out. I'm like, how does this work again? I don't remember. Because they're always I don't even know. It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
so
those old
different
games.
from the way things are. Yeah. Let's see. What about favorite movie and favorite TV show? What would you say for those?
Favorite TV show, probably Black Sails.
Oh, what is it called?
Black Sails.
Oh, Black Sails. I gotcha. I never watched
Yeah,
that one. I always wanted to. It was really good.
yeah, it's really underrated. Really,
Ah,
really underrated.
how many
Uh,
seasons that have?
I want to say 4 or
I
5.
say I had a few, right?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that one out. I forgot about that one. It fell off my radar. That was a good. Yeah, I gotta check that one out.
yeah, it's completed. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's always good.
getting into it. Yeah, I think it was on Netflix for a bit. I think
Was it
Netflix
really?
got it. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah.
I'll have to check and see if it's still on there. Black
Favorite
Sails. That's
movie.
nice.
I don't know if I have a favorite movie. I mean, like Alien 2, Aliens,
Oh yeah,
probably.
those are good. Yeah, yeah. Did you like the
Um,
Predator movies too?
I do not as much.
Yeah,
Um,
Aliens were better.
yeah. Blade Runner, both the Blade Runners.
Oh yes, nice.
Yeah,
That's a good choice.
yeah.
Not
Um,
too shabby.
What I watched The Revenant. I'm trying to think of films that I watched repeatedly, like a few times over.
Mhm.
I watched The Revenant a few times,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that.
You must have
Um,
liked that one if you watched
yeah,
it. That's right.
yeah.
Nice. Now, when was the last time you went to the movie theater?
Must have been Gladiator 2. So it
Okay.
was recently. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
So me
yeah.
and my girlfriend
Okay.
went. Um,
I haven't seen that yet. I want to see it, but I I just heard it's when I hear a lot of mixed things about a movie, especially like a movie where I love the first one, I'm like, do I want to go see it or do I want to just keep my memories of the first movie? But I also heard people say like, don't listen to it. You'll still enjoy it. What
um,
did you think? What did you think?
so I didn't like. So it's Paul Mescal, isn't it? Who's the
Yeah.
the new yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got nothing on Russell Crowe.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
no, for sure.
um,
That
yeah,
was such a good movie.
I enjoyed it. I could have also not watched it.
Yeah.
Let's put it up.
Okay, that's kind of the what I hear. So I'll
Yeah,
probably watch it when it's like streaming or something. I probably won't go to the movie theater to see it, but
there's some great fight scenes in it. Great battle
yeah,
scenes.
yeah, yeah.
Um, actually thinking back, you should just watch it for them. Just
Just
watch
for
it
the
for the
fight
battle.
scene. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Oh man, let's see. What else do I? Oh, there is one question that I forgot to ask you about. Um, before we it's already been an hour. I just looked at the time. I'm like, holy smokes, it's flying by, man. Um, I forgot to ask you about your a couple things about your writing process that I know readers always love to know about an author. So a couple things. First is when you're writing, do you are you like a creature of habit? Do you write at a certain time, no matter what, every day? Do you set like a goal for every day or for the week, or do you just kind of let life happen and you write whenever it fits to fit it in? How do you do that?
A bit of all three, really.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do try. So I write every day, or I try to write every day.
Okay.
I try and write in the morning every day.
Okay.
Um,
Morning.
Life and work can get in the
Yeah.
way of that.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm freelance, so I'm kind of beholden to how much work I do or don't get from my clients.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Right.
so I have to be flexible around that.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
true.
for the most part, I get up and I try and smash out 1,500 words, sometimes 2,000
Wow. Okay.
if it's flowing, which often it isn't. But if it is, then I'll get up to 2,000.
So it's flowing less than it is flowing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how it goes. Yeah. Oh man. So you always try to hit that 1,500 goal every day, or just the days that you write?
Uh, so I write every day. I try to write every day.
Okay. That's
I go
awesome.
in. Yeah, I'm go in and out of phases. So if I don't write for a week or so, I get rusty almost.
Okay.
It takes a while getting back into it. But yeah, once I've got the momentum going, it's usually about 1,500 words a day.
Nice. Okay. That's pretty good. Um, I'm trying to do the math quick in my head. How much that would be in a week? I'm not even gonna
Uh,
say. I
so in a week, in a good week, I'll do 10,000.
was gonna say it'd be close to 10,000, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a
So
good week.
that's great. Yeah. So then at the end of the month, you've got like 40,000.
Yeah, if I stick to it.
But you talked about how when the first time you started writing, it took you said 5 months to write 40,000 words or whatever. So I
Yeah,
mean,
it took me.
that shows how much you've grown as a writer already. Just the fact that
Yeah,
you can write close to that in a month compared
it's
to
just
5 months.
practice, isn't it?
Hmm.
Um, there's no way of getting around it. You just have to sit your ass in front of a chair and get the
You
words
got
on
to
the
do
page.
it, right? It's
Yeah,
not going to happen on its own. You got to make it happen, right?
yeah.
There's going
What
to be a
do what
million things
other
to get made. Go ahead.
what do,
What? Sorry.
what do other authors tell you? What do they what's their usual?
Um, Usually it's some form of that. It's I mean, most of them say that they write every day. Um there I haven't had too many that have said like they write at a specific time. There are some people that say they do just because between like their job or like their kids' schedules, like if they're in sports and all those things, like they have to do it in the morning before everybody gets up, or they have to do it at night after everyone's in bed, kind of thing. But for the most part, people say kind of like what you said, that they just write every day and the best they can. Sometimes it's comes really easy, sometimes it doesn't. But just staying in that mindset of writing every day and making that a habit, because it's too easy to get out of the habit, and then it gets too easy to not do it, right?
Yeah, it's really hard once if you break the habit,
Yeah.
even for 4 or 5 days, it's really hard to get back into it.
Oh, I bet, man. And then let's see. The other question people often want to know is, when you are writing, do you listen to music or does it need to be quiet? And if you listen to music, can you listen to music with lyrics or does it have to be instrumental only?
No, I can't. I can't listen. Who listens to music whilst they're writing? What animals do that? Honestly,
You don't listen to any music when you write?
do people tell you that they listen to music when
Yeah.
they really?
Like it's very rare someone can listen to music with lyrics because they say it's too confusing. But a lot of
Yeah.
people listen to instrumental music while they write.
No, even that, it'd be. I just couldn't do it.
Okay,
'Cause
nice.
I don't know how you would. I don't know how you'd listen to your character's tone of voice. Um, and then there's the sounds within your world itself that you've got to
Right.
be aware of.
Okay.
No,
I
no,
like it. So you're like in the world when you're writing.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
cool.
I am my characters when
I like
I'm
that. Yeah, a lot of
writing.
people say that they'll listen to music only um to like to set the mood for like that scene or something. Like if they're writing something very like questy or something, they'll listen to like some Lord of the Rings instrumental music from the movie or something. Or if they're doing like a battle scene, they'll listen to some kind of crazy battle instrumental music or something. But I mean, there are some people that just say they just listen to music like whatever in the background because they can't write when it's quiet. So it's funny. That's the one question that is all over the place, it seems.
No, I wouldn't want. I can almost understand it you just if you just need something in the background and you're
Mhm.
almost not paying attention to it.
Oh
If you just
yeah, if
need
you're like,
noise, like
yeah,
I can almost understand that, but no, putting music on in order to set the scene, I wouldn't want to be
throw
influenced
you
by
off.
the music. Um, if you know
That's
what
a
I
good
mean.
that's a good point. Yeah. No, I get
Yeah,
that. I could see that.
yeah,
Very
no,
interesting. I
dead
like
silence
that was
is what I look for.
dead silence. Oh man, now I'm picturing you like it's dead silent and you're writing away and you're like talking out loud and like the characters' voices and stuff. Do you ever do that?
Uh, I'll say no. I'll say no. I don't do that.
That's a long pause though. Oh man, that's awesome. Oh, that's cool. I don't know. Because I'm trying to write myself, and
I
and
was
yeah,
going to ask.
yeah,
I was going
I
to ask.
find
Yeah.
I find that I do not have music on when I write. It's usually just quiet, and maybe I'm the same as you. I'll have to start talking out loud for the characters and
So
see how
yeah.
that goes. But
What are
yeah,
you
no,
working?
what's that?
What are you working on?
Uh, fantasy too, like trying to do something um different, not as like as awesome as yours with all these different genres mashed together, but trying to mash together some different things and trying to do some different stuff that hasn't been done also, but I'm not very far. I've kind of like, well, I'm getting ready to move in a few months, and so just getting the house ready to sell and like packing up, it's just been kind of crazy. So it hasn't been the best time to decide to go on a journey of writing. But
Yeah,
I'm hoping once I move and I'm settled in, then that can all be behind me and I can just focus on really like actually trying to do it. But
so where are you at the moment with it?
gosh, I'm probably like uh 10,000 words, like not very far. Which is better than zero, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, you put 10,000. That's a lot of words to put on the page.
True. Now when it gets proofread and edited, I don't those 10,000 might not exist anymore. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, that's the way it
That's
goes.
how it
So
goes, right?
have you outlined, or have you just thought, right,
Uh,
I'm just gonna go for it?
I'm I lean a little bit. I'm in the middle, but I lean a little bit towards the pantser side. But I have like a loose outline. Like I know what I want to happen in this book, generally speaking, and like the whole like trilogy or series. So so yeah, I mean I outline. You probably outline better than I do. Because you said right away that you outline. But I don't know. I gotta learn how I guess I gotta learn how I need to do it. But I did outline, just not as thorough as some people I've talked to.
And it's I'd, can I ask you these questions, or are you
Oh yeah,
waiting to?
I don't know. I just feel like you're like legit. You've got this awesome book behind me that I already read that I know is awesome. And I got like 10,000 words of mumbo jumbo over here. So I just feel
No,
like
no. Wait, Eluthienn started as 10,000 words of mumbo jumbo. Trust me.
that's true. That's how they all start, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, yeah.
And so is it it's you said it's fantasy?
Yeah, fantasy, like kind of grim dark, a little like have you read First Law at all?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so kind of along that way, a little more low magic to start. Some kind of humor and characters that are in the gray area a little bit. Um, it's kind of like and multi POV. Um, I really always loved Star Wars, so it's kind of like taking some of the ideas from that, but putting it in more of a low magic fantasy world instead of um, sci-fi. So
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
Star Wars crossed with First Law, I'd pick that up for sure. Yeah, you've already told me on
Yeah,
that.
it's kind of what I'm trying to do. So we'll see how it comes out.
So I assume you're saying the sort of the storyline of Star Wars rather than
Well,
the.
not even so much that, more like the idea of like the empire. And what I always thought fascinating about the empire was not so much the stormtroopers when they were all clones, but later on when they weren't, when they're like regular people. And some of them you could tell were like um almost forced into being stormtroopers. So it's this idea that there's this evil empire in this, low magic fantasy world, and they're kind of just taking over everything. And when they take over a village or a kingdom or something and wipe them out, they keep all the the children and stuff, and they indoctrinate them and uh, kind of brainwash them into becoming their soldiers or this or that or their assassins. And the main character, that happened to him, and he's an assassin for them for a while, but then he eventually kind of figures it out and breaks free, and then he's on the run, and he's trying to like make up for all the bad he did, but he's also kind of going back after them, and he's traveling as a unassuming bard because he can sing and play music, but nobody expects anything of him because he just seems like a nobody. um but really he's like an assassin, so he goes from kingdom to kingdom to like do shows, but really it's because he knows there's people from this empire there, and he's going to try to take them out. So that's kind of the main character from it. And then there's a lot of other stuff, but
Well, it sounds very thought out. So you've definitely
I've been thinking about it for a long time, but
there's a full idea there. Yeah, it definitely sounds really grimdark.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it all shakes out, but you
I'd
know,
read
it's
that. I'd definitely read that. So
sweet. Well, I'll remember that when it's done. You'll get to
yeah,
read it.
send me an arc.
I will. You bet,
Have-
man. I will definitely do that. Oh, all right. Well, it has been an hour and 15 minutes. And I have my youngest, her parent teacher conferences tonight. So that's always a lot of fun. It actually is a lot of fun because she never gets in trouble. But still.
Is she a child at your school then?
No,
Or
she is she's a first grader. So she's my son is a freshman, so he's at school with me, but he's a ninth grader, so he's at the same school as me, but she is not. I would actually someday I would love to teach younger kids, because that's kind of when I went to school to be a teacher. I thought I wanted to teach like kindergarten through fifth grade, somewhere in there. But then I ended up getting this job and I loved it, so I've been there a long time. But now that I'm moving out of state, I don't know. We'll see what's available in the new state I moved to. So I don't think I'll be able to do this. I'm moving to North Carolina for my wife, who actually she got her master's and accepted a really great position as a midwife down in North Carolina. So we're moving, and then I got to see what kind of teaching jobs will be down there. I don't know.
That sounds exciting. I know nothing about America, but yeah, sounds
I
great.
know. So I'm in Michigan. I'm up north in America where it's cold and snowy, and so I'm going to be moving down further south where it's going to be a lot milder, a lot warmer, a lot less snow. So yeah, like here, like it's pretty normal to get a few inches of snow, and it's no big deal. Schools stay open, all that stuff. Down there, it's like if you get a few inches, it can shut down like the whole town, the whole state for a while. So it's just it'll be a different experience. They don't get as much snow, so that part will be nice, and it's very beautiful down there. I've visited there before, so, but I've lived up in this area my whole life, so it's gonna be a change for sure.
Well, good luck with it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and it's gonna be an adventure. I'm excited about it. So yeah. Is there anything, you have the floor, that you want to say before we sign off?
I don't think so. This has been great. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun chatting, and for real, we'll do it again when book 2's coming out. Let me know, and we'll plan something so we can shout out about it and let everybody know all about it.
And if you want to send me any of your writing,
I will.
Yeah, do it.
I will. When I feel like there's something worth sending you, I will send it to you.
Fair enough.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here, for hanging out. We appreciate it. You guys were an awesome chat group. You guys rock as always. Everybody watching on replay, thank you. I appreciate you. Once again, in the description, there'll be a link so that you can go buy Eluthienn and also Sam's short story collection that I just found out about today. So go check those out. I can definitely speak for Eluthienn. It's awesome. It was very good. You will read nothing else like it, and you'll love it. So check it out. And yeah, I put just the Amazon link. Do you have a website that you sell books from or anything, or is Amazon the best?
Go straight to Amazon. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, we will sign off. Everybody have a great night. I will be back with some more lives later this week. So look forward to that. Keep an eye on social media, and I will let you guys know when they will be. So I will talk to you guys in the next one. And until then, as I always say, devour your TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see you guys.